How are you today? How are you doing? How are you feeling? What'd you do this weekend? Did you play? Did you play as hard as you worked last week? What did you do for fun? Did you go outside? Did you get out in nature? Did you participate in some social play? Did you have some relaxation time? Share with me in the chat what you did this weekend to de-stress if you added play, fun, joy, laughter to your weekend. I thoroughly enjoyed my weekend. I went to the beach this weekend, although it was kind of cold, not really cold, but kind of cold. I got to sit on one of the swings that overlook the pier and just relax, put a little blanket around me, and just sit out there with Mother Nature for an hour or so. I watched the waves, interacted a little. It was amazing. It was much needed. So, what did you do this weekend? This morning, when your alarm went off, were you excited or did you dread it? And did you hit the alarm 50, 30 times? Did you roll out a bit excited? Did you count your blessings? Did you think about what you had to do today and was just so excited to get up? Were you filled with joy, passion, love, expression, creativity, all the good things when your alarm went off this morning? Or did you go through a panic attack, anxiety attack? Did you feel a sense of dread? Were you sad? I remember that happening to me. And basically what that means is one of the two things. Either one, you are with a company or in a position that isn't a match, and you are not bringing your best self to work. You can't express yourself there. You cannot add any much needed value in the work. You can't be creative there. And so maybe it's time to find a new position, find a new company, something that excites you, something that will help challenge, stretch you, grow you, expand you, make you want to come to work, make you want to give your best, make you want to stay engaged and productive. Or you are not playing as hard as you work. So if your alarm went off this morning and you dreaded coming to work, it means you are not playing as hard as you work. You are working, 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 and making play optional. It is something that you get to if you have time or if you can carve time out in the day. But play is not something that we could just put to the side. Play is a biological need: food, water, sleep, sex, play, in that order. And so it is non-negotiable. You must play as hard as you work. We spend so much time doing what we're obligated to do, just existing, mechanically going through the steps and autopilot just to make ends meet. But what type of existence is that? So we want to go out of our way to add all the fun, play, joy, juiciness into our lives, to make our lives worth living, to increase the overall quality of our lives. All right. So I have 12 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I like to do these lives between 15 minutes and 30 minutes because I'm not sure if you are on your lunch or break. So I like to keep it within the 15 minutes. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I am here every Monday for our stress management well chat. And on Wednesdays, I'm here at noon for deep breathing. And Fridays, Fun Funny Fridays, I am here at noon and we tend to do laughter yoga. So let me go ahead and get started. I'm in Raleigh today. As you can hear, the birds are chirping outside my window. It's such a beautiful day. Share with me in the chat where you're located. I am Ebony Davenport and I teach stress management. Welcome, Work Life Warrior. Out so that we can be happier, healthier, and well balanced. I use over 50 tips, tools, tricks, and techniques to manage stress. But today we are going to talk about movement. Yes. So we're going to start with a little stress education. What is stress? Share with me in the chat what you think stress is and how it impacts your life. What is stress? Everybody knows what stress is, but it's kind of hard to talk about. We all have very different ideas and different definitions of stress, and there isn't one single unifying definition in the literature. In Eastern philosophy, stress is considered the absence of inner peace. In Western culture, it is considered a loss of control. Stress is problematic problematic because it's ambiguous. Stress definitions vary, stresses vary, affecting people's mind and bodies differently. There's so many ways to experience stress. So again, what is stress? Let's blend the Eastern philosophy and Western culture's idea of stress and say that stress is feeling out of control instead of inner peace. And there are three steps. There's perceiving a threat, which is called appraisal, is coping and adapting. In the stress community, we talk a lot about stress being a relationship between a person's perceptions, needs, and abilities and the conditions of the environment. So, how we perceive control over our environment causes us stress. Now, there are two different types of stress. Most of the time, when we are talking about stress, I'm so stressed out, this is stressing me out, that's a stressor, oh, stress. We are talking about distress. But there's also a good stress, and it's called eustress. It's the stress you feel when maybe you're meeting somebody for the first time, you're graduating, you're going on vacation, you're doing something fun and new that you've never done before. It causes you stress, right? And regardless of whether it's distress or you stress, too much stress is bad for your body. Stress is not normal. Challenges are normal in everyday life. You're supposed to be challenged. At work, you're supposed to be challenged, but stress is not normal. So, regardless of what you think about stress and how you manage your stress, too much stress is bad for you. We want to eliminate daily stressors. Stressors, depending on severity, duration, and frequency, overall breaks down your body over an extended period of time. And so, we want to watch how much stress we're taking on every single day. And the way we do that is through stress management. So, when something happens, it is called a stimulus or a stimuli, depending on what it is, right? And many of us don't think that there is a moment between when something happens to you from there to what you do, right? Because all of us, most of us, are on autopilot. We move so quickly, we react so quickly without even pausing to respond. But stress management is realizing that there is a pause between the stimulus and deciding what you'll do about it, right? So stress management is changing from stimulus pause reaction to stimulus pause respond. So you think about what your needs are, what the other person needs are, where you are, what you expect, how you want this to end, and you respond from a positive place instead of just reacting without thinking about long-term consequences or your needs or the other person needs, right? Stress management is mindfulness and prevention. And one way to reduce stress is through body and movement play. Movement is also primal and accompanies all elements of play. And movement play lights up the brain and fosters learning, innovation, flexibility, adaptability, and resilience. Body and movement play is very acceptable in our society. Therefore, many types of athletes continue to play throughout their lives. $1 trillion companies profit from body and movement play, like the NBA, NFL, NBL, and NHL. When watching sports, we feel like we're actually a part of the game. Due to mirror neurons, our brain doesn't know the difference between watching and participating. However, our body does not receive the health and well-being benefits from watching it. Without understanding and appreciating movement, we can't understand our play, or we can't understand ourselves or play. Learning about self movement creates a structure for individuals' knowledge of the world. It is a way of knowing. So we know the world through playing, regardless of what we call it. Some of us call it working, but it's really playing, right? Through movement play, we think in motion. Movement structures our knowledge of the world, space, time, and relationships with others. We internalize movement, space, and time so entirely that we need to take a step back to realize how much we think in these terms. Movement is anything that is the opposite of sedentary, and it includes walking, stretching, exercising, playing, standing. It is easy to manage stress by incorporating movement into an already busy life. If we let the play let play drive itself with well into adulthood, as we are built to do, we find opportunities to move everywhere. We can use movement to counter the stress hormone cortisol in our bodies by playing intentionally. If we stop playing, we share the fate of all animals that grow out of play. Our behavior becomes fixed. We lose interest in new and different things. We find few opportunities to take pleasures in the world around us. And eventually, we grow ill. So don't succumb to the child or adult duality. In America, a strong work ethic is valued, but over 2/3 of the population is unhappy. Nations with less is happier. Looking around, nations with less are happier. Looking around today, we see many examples of miserable adults who live sedentary lives and don't play. I know growing up as a child, I witnessed this everywhere, and I made a commitment as a young child that I wouldn't age, or I wouldn't turn into the rigid adult. I wanted to still be a playful adult. So, play is the cure for misery, and movement is the remedy for stress. Imagine what the world would look like if everyone played daily. Imagine what your family would look like. Imagine what work would look like. Imagine just the entire society if play was a priority, right? A lot of things would disappear, a lot of violence, a lot of incivility would disappear. People would work with purpose and with passion, and everything we do would be meaningful. Um, and outside of that, we would just be enjoying our lives instead of just existing, which is miserable, right? So, one way to practice movement in your everyday busy life, at work, at home, just on the go, just keep this rule of thumb in mind, and it helps with revitalizing your energy, helping you to stay engaged and productive. It is called the Pomodoro technique. So, the Pomodoro technique can help you power through distractions, hyper focus, and get things done in short bursts while taking frequent breaks to come up for air and relax. It was invented in the early 90s by a developer, and entrepreneur, and author. His name is Francesco Cirillo. It is a cyclical system. You work in short sprints, which makes sure you're consistently productive. You also get to take regular breaks that bolster your motivation and keep you creative. The methodology is, when you're faced with any large task or series of tasks, break the work down into short time intervals that are spaced out by short breaks. It trains your brain to focus for short periods and help you stay on top of all of your deadlines. With time, it can even help you improve your attention span and concentration. A study at the University of Illinois found that sitting at your desk for long periods reduces productivity, increases stress, and escalates the risk of health problems. If you work at a place where you can't stretch every 25 minutes, make sure you stand up at your desk to stretch at least every 50 minutes. Remember, sitting in place puts a strain on your body as well. Make sure you lengthen and strengthen your muscles under severe stress. So every 25 minutes, you can concentrate for 25 minutes. Then you take 5 minutes to stretch, stand up, socialize, move around, stretch, play, remove your eyes from any screen. Don't move from your computer screen to your cell phone. Just give your eyes a break. So every 25 minutes, take a 5 minute break. If you're too busy, every 15 minutes, take a 10-minute break, and you will see your engagement and productivity increase. So it's so important to figure out. They have many apps. When I first started this technique, I used an app, and I set it for every 25 minutes, and it will beep every 25 minutes. And then for 5 minutes, I would stretch or socialize or walk around or do whatever I needed to do in order to renew myself, so I can go back to work and feel engaged and productive. And if you're practicing this, you may have 8 breaks throughout the day, or you may have 16, and it seems like it's a lot, right? 16 breaks, but 16 minutes of 5-minute breaks, 16 5-minute breaks will help you to work quicker, faster, smarter, and help you enjoy the work that you're doing. And you will see that you're getting more work done with taking those 16 short breaks as opposed to, just taking your 2 15-minute breaks a day. Because even with your 2 15-minute breaks, one 15-minute break is 3 breaks, right? So you could take that 15 minutes and break it up. So guaranteed you have 6 5-minute increments, right? But you can add a little bit more than that. And if you include your lunch, which is 30 minutes, again, that's another 6, so that's 12. But if you want to just increase it by a little bit more, you'll see so much more engagement and productivity. And then you won't feel so challenged at work. You won't feel overwhelmed. You could break a big goal into bite-sized pieces and work through your well-being while you're accomplishing your goals or your task or whatever it is that you're doing. We can practice both working and wellness at the same time. As a matter of fact, they go hand in hand. And it is our responsibility to make sure that we're doing that, right? That we are we are watching our bodies as we're working, because we don't want to deplete our bodies and then they no longer work anymore, right? And then they're not working for your benefit, and you're diseased, you're sick, you're tired, and you're unhealthy, and you're dying. And it's not a good feeling when we know that we can practice preventative, proactive actions right now to stop those things from happening. So again, movement is so important. Make sure that you are incorporating it throughout your day. Do not live a sedentary life. Don't just sit. Try to walk, try to get your steps in, try to get you a tracker and get at least 5,000 steps in. Challenge yourself, push yourself. At the end of the parking lot, walk up, take the stairs, go outside, walk your dog, go play with your children, do anything to move, because as you're moving, you stay young, your body stay young, and you want to continue to have this mobility as you age. So that is my 15 minutes. I am going to let you go. Join me on Wednesday at noon for our wellness work break. We are going to do some deep breathing. You can also join me on Friday for Fun Funny Fridays. We are going to do some laughter yoga at noon. I am here a stress management tip, tool, trick, or technique. If you are looking for more individualized service, I do stress management lifestyle consulting. So you can check out my social media or my website, or you can send me a private message or email. If you are looking for a group experience, you can come to my stress management fun shops every third Saturday of the month. It is like a party. We do 25 minutes of stress education, then we do an hour and a half of implementing these techniques into an already busy life. It is like a party. It is fun. We have a good time, so that you want to continue to practice stress management, and you can take these solutions into your everyday life to make sure that you are managing your stress. The next one is on April the 15th. So check out my social media, my website, or send me a message for more information. So that is my time. I got to go ahead and let you go. I don't want to take up all your time. So remember to play. Remember to play every day. Go out of your way to play. It is in your best interest. It helps you to enjoy your life, to add joy, satisfaction, love, peace, laughter, joy, all the wonderful juiciness of life. You add it by making sure play is a priority, making sure that you are managing your stress every single day and not making it an option. You are in charge of your life. You are in charge of bringing all of everything that you want into your life, anything that you want to be, do, and have. It is yours. You just have to work at it. You just have to manage your stressors and be on top of all of the things that make you unhappy, self-sabotage, or pushing you further away from your goals. So as always, I am here to help. If you have any questions, just send me a message or an email, and I will see you back here Wednesday at noon. Have a great day, work life warriors, and get out there and play and enjoy your day.